Now, Timbuktu was one of the most important crossroads for ancient African civilizations. According to reports, 2 buildings were torched by Islamist insurgents retreating from the city. They set fire to the library containing thousands of priceless historic manuscripts, some dating back to the 12th century. In recent years, millions have been spent on restoration projects, which are now reported to have been destroyed. In the middle of the night, French forces took the airport at Timbuktu. There was no resistance and no sign of the jihadists as the military trucks rolled out onto the tarmac. By daylight, a solitary plane, symbol of development and progress, stood shot up on the runway. The French were by now lumbering material into the environs of the town without any apparent fear of attack. But for all the absence of fighters and fighting, the residue of tyranny, coupled with the relief of liberation, were palpable, scrubbing out the graffiti of oppressive orders and somewhat unsuccessfully trying to set fire to the purple jerkins of the Islamic police. Some of what the jihadists destroyed was filmed as they reduced it to rubble. This, a key local shrine. They've had months to destroy the place, and they could do worse, destroy Timbuktu's greatest treasure. I visited this precious place in the year 2000. I stood on what is now the desecrated mosque. I wandered freely, absorbing the history of it all. The light brown mud bricks and stubs of wooden scaffold poles sticking out from the walls define the centuries-old architecture. Then we searched out what the jihadists too have found. One of the most treasured libraries in the world. Books that UNESCO has spent tens of millions of pounds conserving. When I was here, there were cupboards full of them in obscure places all over town. Once books were the main traded commodity here. The university was established before Oxford or Cambridge were even thought of. This was a crossroads of knowledge. The fundamentalists wanted it all eradicated. The tranquility, the history, this powerhouse of learning that I witnessed in Timbuktu is tonight reportedly now battered beyond repair. So can Mali recover from such cultural blows? Joining us now from our studio in Paris is Fatoumata Diawara, a Malian musician currently living in France. Fatoumata Diawara, you must have very mixed emotions, the freedom of the people in Timbuktu, but the desecration of your history. It's
I'm between two emotions. I'm very sad about our story, the library that they destroyed. And also I'm happy for the job that everybody are doing to save this country. So I hope so in the future we're gonna try to get a new library and also with a griot tradition to write again the story of this country. So it's I'm happy. I'm happy for for the population that can come back home. Every refugee from Timbuktu can come back home. So it's a really good news today. Very good for us today.
But Fatoumata, you must be anxious too, because the jihadists have simply disappeared. They are somewhere in the desert. They're not dead, and they can come back. And the French won't stay forever.
Yes, that's why I said it's really important to be careful. We really have to be careful because now I think we really need our brothers from Kidal, Tuareg people, the few Tuareg people who are rebel. We really need their help now. Please, please. We need their help. We need the peace in this country for children, for women, for the story of this country. So if they help us, I think everything will be fine in the future. Everything will be okay. Because we don't know between them, between terrorist people. It's they have a same look-likes, and it's gonna be difficult to kill our brothers. So it's a time, this moment is really important now.
You know the Tuaregs, and they are very independent, nomadic spirits. And they have, to some extent, been manipulated by Al-Qaeda, by the jihadists, can they be brought back? Because the people in the south have not really shown much affection for the Tuaregs.
It depends. We are not happy for that, but we can pardon if they come back home to stay with their brothers. Everything will be okay. We just need them because people from the south doesn't want a war with them. We love them because we have many people from the north that will already live in Bamako. And I have many friends from Kidal, from Timbuktu. I can't say I'm hungry and I want to kill them. No, it's not possible. Now, everything it's from them. If they accept to come back home, people are happy to receive them because Malian people doesn't like war.
Fatoumata,
we don't want this situation.
Thank you so much, Fatoumata Diawara from Paris. Thank you very much indeed for talking to us.
Thank you. Thank you.
And at 7:30, we'll be asking if America's military absence from Mali is a sign of its declining influence as a world power.